This year, the youth program widens their entrance qualifications in order to contribute more to society. Philippine Tzu Chi volunteers distribute bags of 20 kilograms of rice to many impoverished families. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Chen. Thank you for joining us. It's the second year of the Tzu Chi Youth Public Welfare Program. Last year, the program was a huge success. So this year, the entrance qualifications have been widened, making the upper age limit cutoff at 40 years old.
The children pick up the role of carpenters. In Zhanghua, many old houses are facing demolition since 2016. An elementary teacher, Chen, is bringing students to protect them, along with its culture and history.
We had a discussion about the renovation and restoration of these houses. Are there any ways to protect them? I want to bring students to personally see the situation. After the visit, all of them were fascinated by its history and culture.
Besides cultural perspectives, a social enterprise is looking at the society from another angle, which is population aging.
Through the activity of storytelling, I want the seniors to walk into our communities and interact with us. During the process, they might realize that their aspect could be different from ours. In other words, their perceptions could be adjusted.
50 seniors have been trained in the year. They have shared their own stories with the public members. The participation teams are consisted of adolescents from the ages of 18 to 35. All of them want to make a difference in our community.
There are three important resources in this program. First, it's the grant. Second, we have arranged training courses to provide lessons to assist them. And third, we'll assign a teacher to each team.
Let us bring this energy forward and work with teams from last year. We should continuously care about our country to add more positive influences.
The goal of the program is not only to make our society better, but also calling on the youth to take concrete actions to protect our environment and spread the seeds of love around.
Staying on the topic of letting the youth expand their creativity in the public welfare sector, Tzu Chi Foundation provides financial assistance to encourage young people to dedicate themselves to benefiting the public. Among the participants this year, a group of national craftsmanship winners have helped a remote region's elementary school get a makeover. They also hope to change people's perception of vocational school students.
With an aerial view, one can see how the once unkempt garden in the school is transforming. In July of 2018, Dapeng Elementary School in New Taipei City started a makeover plan. The 20-feet container will be transformed into an art space for the school. How is it possible? These young people in their 20s will carry out the deed. Despite their young age, they're actually all national winners of craftsmanship. Without ideal building materials, these individuals face many challenges during the construction process. Zhang Xiangshun, who's in charge of a parent's cutting and electricity configuration, has to be very resourceful.
To hide the pipes, I have to be able to see what is underneath. Some things need to be opened up on site. In order for us to see it clearly, it is difficult as we don't have the proper tools. However, we have learned to adjust and used whatever was available here.
It is actually a type of ocean garbage. These have buoys used by fishing boats. We decided to cut it in half and turn it into lampshades.
Huang Yuzhen is in charge of the execution of the overall design plan. She admitted that although everyone is skilled in different craftsmanship domains, they have never worked together as a team. Therefore, communication and teamwork has been a challenge.
Sometimes things go wrong as we try to communicate with one another. For instance, the switch box, which is supposed to be hidden, became exposed in a strange way.
The first public welfare event for young people to implement their creativities was held by the Tzu Chi Foundation. It supports young people's charity plans with financial assistance. Among the participants, Huang Weixiang, who founded Skills for You, wants to take actions to change people's perception of vocational school students.
People who learn specific sets of skills are creative in various ways, but their efforts have not been seen by society. People mistakenly think that students of vocational schools simply just want to make money. In fact, learning skills allow people to directly connect with the society and help solve pressing societal issues.
The container is painted with colors that represent the ocean and decorated with ornaments that remind people of the northern coast. In just 20 days, this team of 8 people successfully gave this remote area school, which lacks resources, a brand new look.
好，起来，排穴。
The young people even lead the children to make wooden chairs during the summer. Giving the campus a makeover was just the first step. In the future, the team of Skills for You will also be dedicated to vocational curriculum, helping the young students think about how they can help solve various societal problems with their professional skills.
It's another day at the Humanitarian Ecotech Pavilion. More and more organizations and government entities have visited the site. Many visitors have been asking themselves the question, in order to save the planet, what can we do more to help? Let's check out what the responses were.
The Tan family came all the way from Hsinchu. As they were only in the greenhouse simulator for a moment, his daughters already couldn't take the heat. What should we do if the temperature kept on rising?
We can start from cutting down our material desires. If we buy less, then we can reduce waste. This will help to protect the earth.
All of us have something to improve upon in our daily lives. The environmental protection education can start from a young age. A DaAi mother who came from Penghu usually goes to the school campuses to promote recycling concepts.
The children from Taiwan are very lucky. I wanted to let them personally experience the value of water by only using 20 liters in a day. How will you do it? To be honest, 20 liters of water is already a lot.
Also coming from Penghu, the Deputy Director of Department of Environmental Protection came to visit the pavilion. Food produces carbon footprints. The PET bottles also can transform into eco-blankets. The visitors were mostly surprised by the fact that plastic bags can also be recycled. After learning a new lesson, the public members can now go back home to promote environmental concepts with others. Protecting Mother Earth is everyone's duty.
Vegetarianism and reducing our carbon footprints are the fastest way to cool down the earth. Tzu Chi has long been promoting these environmental-friendly concepts all over the world. Over the years, both at UN climate change conferences and this year's Parliament of the World Religions Conference, Earth Ethical Eating Day was the hot topic. In Taiwan, the vegetarian population has exceeded 2.5 million already. So why are they no longer eating meat?
Before and after becoming vegetarian, both my force and physical strength hasn't really changed much. To me, I actually feel like eating meat is just a prepackaged, good-looking and great-tasting thing, but in reality, it's the carcass of an animal.
My skin sensitivity issues have improved. Other than just feeling better overall, there's actually been a bigger change. In fact, whenever I'm feeling tired, I just need to get enough sleep and eat the right foods. My energy level just bounces right back up. I will hope that all the money that I earn doesn't just keep going to pay for doctor visits.
Whether it is for the health of the body or for the protection of animals, it is a good thing for the earth. In addition, both the carbon footprints and water footprints can be reduced by more than half.
It requires more than 4,000 liters of water to produce 1 kg of chicken. Can you imagine? But to produce 1 kg of potatoes, it requires only 200 liters of water. So that lies a very key difference.
Mother Earth is eager to cool down, and vegetarianism is the fastest way. Every year, Tzu Chi Foundation has been promoting this concept at the UN Climate Change Conference. At the 2018 Parliament of the World's Religious Conference in Toronto, Bruce Knox, an UUA representative, as well as the Tzu Chi Commissioner, actively promoted the Earth Ethical Eating Day campaign.
Tzu Chi means compassionate relief. Our Mother Earth is suffering. The Tzu Chi Buddhist Foundation and the Unitarian Universalist United Nations Office promote ethical eating, which means a plant-based diet whenever possible, to save the planet and sentient beings.
Promoting vegetarianism, global Tzu Chi volunteers have long been actively going into different communities, hoping everyone, every day, and every meal can be vegetarian.
The vegetarian dishes offered today were very delicious. We will try to incorporate these dishes into our menus. In fact, our restaurant's menu already offers vegetarian options. However, we will make more effort in promoting vegetarianism from now on.
To try from this day on and to keep it up not only for one meal a day, but to have it continuously as part of their life.
Okay, hope you like it.
I will.
Okay, this is Japanese what is that called? Curry. Thank you so much.
The reason why I don't eat meat is because if I eat meat, Mother Earth will be sick. I eat veggies, cannot eat meat.
可以吃肉肉。我要找全家人一起来爱地球、爱地球、爱动物。
希望找更多人来吃素。那你要找多少位啊
？10位。
Protecting and letting the beautiful environment prosper, even young children can understand this concept and have started to act. Tzu Chi volunteers in the Philippines headed to Happy Land in Manila to conduct a rice distribution. Most of the impoverished residents here scavenge for a living. Despite that, when they received the bags of rice, they happily shared it with their fellow neighbors.
The children here grew up among piles of garbage. They eat the food other people discard. That is also how Daisy feeds her child.
We sell the kitchen waste that we cooked, so we can have money to buy rice. We also save some for ourselves.
On this day, Daisy happily carries 20 kilograms of rice home. Finally, the rice bucket at her home has been filled.
It can sustain us for at least 2 weeks. I am very grateful.
Tzu Chi volunteers have come to Tondo for the 3rd time to distribute 461 bags of rice. Rogelia, who has to raise 4 children and 4 grandchildren, shares her rice with her neighbors.
Salamat po. Salamat din ako sa kanya.
I am very happy as I have rice for lunch and dinner. I share the rice with everyone so they can be as happy as I am.
She does not have enough food for herself, but she is still willing to share her rice with everyone. I feel the urge to hug her.
Despite their poverty, the residents happily share their food with everyone, showing how they're spiritually wealthy.
In the aftermath of the California campfire, U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers have held a large-scale distribution in Oroville, California. Since Christmas is fast approaching, they also set up a Christmas tree by using coin banks to lighten up the mood for all.
Today, we're in a different location to provide the Tzu Chi distribution. This is my 3rd weekend in a row coming back to Chico area for the disaster relief.
I'm here today to decorate the venue to give the recipients a warm holiday feeling. I was using some cardboards to build the Christmas tree. When you stack the Christmas tree, if you don't have a layer in between, once you take it out, the whole tree will collapse. Because we're gonna have a lot of people coming in today, I hope that they feel the holiday seasons that we created for them, and I hope they like it.
I lived in Paradise basically for the last 15 years. It was a little rough trying to get out because the fire was all around where I was trying to drive. I didn't know anything about you guys, and the love and hope is really great to see throughout the people that are in this area. There's people from San Francisco, there's people from LA, and your organization really shows the backing that you guys are willing to provide for the disaster. It's basically great to see how you guys are affecting the people that are.
Well, I'm just totally overwhelmed at the generosity and the goodness of all you people. I was given this bamboo bank, and this is a treasure to me. And when it's full, there's a number here I can call, and you can give it to wherever you think it needs to go or whatever, as long as it benefits somebody. It's our turn to help give back whenever we can to whoever we can, maybe not as an organization, but even as individuals. If we help other people, we'll surely get the blessing, and that's the way it's working.
TMA members regularly conduct medical home visits in both Ximen and Sanzi. Rain or shine, the medical team and volunteers will always head to mountainous areas where many solitary seniors reside. The love and care has greatly made a difference for these elders.
Volunteers conducted home visits regularly in the rain. TMA doctors not only remind the seniors to take their medicine daily, but they also notice that their lighting needs to be fixed. The volunteer steps on the shelf and fixes the light. It is especially important to keep the room bright for the seniors who live alone.
你夹一个白色的吐司，你上面涂果酱，你迄糟糖嘛就紧。
The pharmacist reminds Grandpa Chen to beware of his blood sugar level and encourages him to go outdoor to do more exercises.
哦，吸气，你有没有吸气？从鼻子吸气。哦，好美啊！谢谢，谢谢，感恩，感恩，感恩，谢谢，谢谢，感恩，感恩，谢谢，谢谢，哎。
Grandma Jinju in a wheelchair is in deep grief because her husband passed away. She couldn't move her lower body due to a recent fall, so the volunteer teaches her to do some finger exercises. The grandpa has filled a bamboo coin bank to help others in need.
做爱心，做爱心，还是帮助有需要的人。来，继续，继续。帮助有。
At another care recipient's house, volunteers help the daughter take a shower and teach her how to take care of herself in daily life. They bring Sholan to massage for her mother who is bedridden. Volunteers bring love to those families in need and heal their pain.
The Tzu Chi University of Science and Technology's agricultural team is working with tribal villages in Hualien to develop new locally produced items such as facial masks, lotions, and other health products.
Because of the Chinese characters in name, I have no choice but stick to farming. Also, I was born in the Chinese year of the sheep, so I guess I need to plant grass for myself to eat.
After taking over the farm, Li Hanmao is more focused on technical improvement than other novice farmers who are just getting started.
I have been watching my father since I was a child. It takes time to gain experience. I'm ahead of them now, but if working hard for 10 years, they can take over me, so I still have to work harder than them.
To work harder than others, at the age of 27, he spends almost all of his time on the farm and has set research goals for himself.
I want to do research and data analysis into humidity, temperature, and light. We are now living in an era of extreme climate, and although we don't see the effect of this data in the short term, it may be important over the long term. For example, it can affect seasonal crops, and I can learn about the temperature in the greenhouse and adjust my data and move in this direction.
Using science and technology to aid agriculture, Tzu Chi University of Science and Technology has entered tribal villages with the purpose of giving opportunities for lagging traditional industries.
We don't bring foreign things into the tribe. We bring students and teachers into the tribal village and discover their unique crop and geographic environments and resources. We try to utilize this and find areas for development that on one hand can solve the problem of excess production and also enhance the economy of the tribe.
In Yuli's Zhiluo Tribal Village, natural starch is produced, and Raceways Qimei Tribal Village produces sunscreen. And Chinese yam raised by the Shulin Jiamin Tribal Village has been turned into ice cream.
If they just sell their crop, then they'll only gain limited economic benefit. We thought about using the university's technology and our existing equipment. We brought these students here and taught them a little about social responsibilities, so we started some research and development.
The University of Science and Technology has a strong community which can harness the power of consumers. It's hoped that through different activities, small farmers in the region can benefit from a smooth sales pipeline.
We support them through our consumer network, encourage them to form groups of small producers or cooperatives to increase their production capacity. Then we can link them to our consumer network, and this can form an economic circle.
Persistence of small farmers and support from consumers can help safeguard the land. As young farmers take over the land, there is greater hope that they can become sustainable.
When new farmers enter the industry, they should first work with experienced farmers, no matter what they are planting, or farm for a few months or a year. When they have experience, they can start their farms. First, they have a better understanding of technology. Secondly, they won't be afraid of having no customers. I'm not afraid of teaching this, and I will also retire one day. If we don't teach this agricultural technology, then how will the next generation learn and take over?
These small farmers are working vast fields as they need to move slowly, step by step, to achieve their dream of working the land and sharing their love of the earth.
Like previous years, the Tzu Chi Canada chapter is once again spreading compassion and love toward the local impoverished residents and the homeless population. Before the holidays, they distributed warm winter clothing to all the individuals. A small kind gesture really does go a long way. Thank you for watching. See you next time.